My name is Jonathan Cornett. I'm with Shop 38, and today I would like to talk a little bit about leadership, what that means to me, and how it has affected my past working experiences. Years ago, before I came to the shipyard, I worked at a restaurant out in town called Fujiyama's. While I was there, I worked my way up to become a manager. I knew what everyone under me, the positions that they worked, and the struggles that they faced, whereas the other two managers that were there were directly hired in as managers. So in the end, I felt that I was a better manager, and so did the rest of the staff. And the reason being is the leadership behind it. One manager showed up and just wrote out the clock until she was able to go home. She didn't really do anything or take care of any of the problems. The other manager, who was our main manager, ruled with an iron fist. She did not take care of the problems, did not address them, turned a blind eye to her employees and their feelings. Whereas, coming from the bottom of the restaurant and working my way up, I knew the empathy that I could feel for each position and exactly what they had to do. During these times, the main manager had the highest call out rate and the lowest staff and customer satisfaction ratings. When I did become a manager, I had the fewest callouts, the staff was happier, more efficient, more effective, and our customers started coming down to a point where they wanted to know my schedule because they would only come in when I was there. It did take a while for the ownership to see this and for them to understand what was happening. And what it was that her and I had very different ideals behind leadership. She believed that you could rule through an iron fist and fear. If you did not agree with her, she punished you. She would shorten your schedule. She basically did anything that she could to get you to fall in line and do whatever she said and just hope that you succeeded at it. The approach that I took was to lead by example, empathize with the employees, be friendly with the staff, and if they had a problem, to help them work through it instead of just turning a blind eye and forgetting it ever happened. Because of our very different leadership styles, there was a wonderful opportunity to go and open up a new restaurant on the other side of the state. Names were tossed around, and she had been there a lot longer than I had, and they were considering her to go and do it, but in the end, they saw that the satisfaction and the efficiency was falling short in her department. They picked me. I was only 22 years old, and I was selected to go and train and open an entire restaurant. When I got there, I led the same path that I do now. I carried with me the same ideals, and last I heard, that restaurant is doing very well, even better than ours. I wonder why that is. I can only hope that it's because they stuck with the ideals that I instilled in them, and they use that every day to keep their employees happy, wanting to stick around and not having to continuously train new employees to do a job that they don't even want to do. There is a saying that I am sure that many people have heard. It's that people don't quit jobs, they quit bosses. I can personally attest to that and say that under terrible management and leadership, people don't want to be there. They will leave and find something else that they hope works out better for them, even if they love the job that they're at and the people they're working with. The terrible leadership behind it will inevitably make them leave, just as it did for me. Inevitably, I was near the top of the chain, but I was still working under a terrible main manager. In the end, I found myself at PSNS loving what I do and not having to worry about whether or not I'm going to be criticized and yelled at for trying to do my job. All I can say is that in the end, people will either flourish or be crushed under the right or wrong leadership. And everyone needs a different kind of leadership, and hopefully they find it. I believe that leadership should be a very effective tool in the efficiency and cooperation of the employees, and tied along with those, happiness. That is what leadership means to me.